Hey guys, back again. Today, guys, it's just a random one to be honest with you guys. Didn't plan on making a video today, but I was reading something on the internet and kind of pissed me off a little bit, guys. So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna make a video about it. And that is just scrolling through the internet today, guys. You read like fucking everything, but everything you do read nowadays, I find, is just negative, guys. Negative, 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 negative. So, like, for example, today I was reading on, one of the fucking things that come up like they always do, whether it's true or whether it's fake or not is another thing. But the fact is, right, it said that Forza Horizon 5 has outsold Astrobots on the PlayStation 5. Now, I think, give yourself a round of applause, fucking that's pretty damn good. But all I said in the comment was basically the game would have outsold even more had they have done a physical copy and not dropped the ball and fucked that up. Because the simple fact is, who in the right mind is going to pay 50 odd quid for a game that's digital only when the game also is 5 years old now? Personally, I thought that was an absolute disgrace, especially the fact they were selling it for £90 if you wanted the all-inclusive deal one. Don't get me wrong, Forza Horizon 5 is an absolutely fun game. I used to play it on the Xbox. But the thing I wanted to get to, guys, is, right, no one actually saw the point. Nobody saw the point. All the comments were like, and the PlayStation people said that Xbox had no games. And then there were Xbox fucking literal jerky boys going like, oh, jerk it, Xbox is better. Like, do you not understand something? If us PlayStation players, owners, whatever, didn't buy Forza, it have flopped, what the fuck do they think would have happened to the Xbox brand that's already happening now? Xbox is dead. It is on life support. It is absolutely coming out. And I'm not a fanboy of PlayStation. I'm not a fanboy of anything. I love my video games regardless, right? I play, as you can see here. I've got Nintendo, I've got Xbox, I've got Sega, I got PlayStation. I got it all, right? The point is, this is just a backdrop just to show that I'm not biased by one system or the other. I play everything. I've got Nintendo Switch, I got PS5, I did have an Xbox One, so people can say I'm biased there. I sold it due to the fact that I just didn't like the fact they were just pushing this Game Pass. Push, 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 push. It's not about games anymore. They want subscription-based, right? I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting that. I completely feel like that is a complete waste of time, effort, and money. When you're paying $10.99 a month to play games for as long as they say you can play them, is an absolute bollocks, in my opinion. Now, look, right, where I say things were more humble back in the day, right? When Sega dropped out of the gaming market, do you think all the Nintendo players was turning around and going, there you go, Sega, there you go, Sega? And then when Sonic came out on stuff like Nintendo, do you think all the Nintendo players were turning around and saying to Sega, there you go, look, the superior brand has won, the superior brand has won, your console was so shit? No, nobody gave a flying toss, right? At the end of the day, we just thought, oh, that's a shame, Sega's coming out of the games market, and they're just going to go doing third-party titles and that now. They're going to go into a base like that. Same with Atari. Same with that, right? People were humbled. They didn't care. You were gamers back in the day. You either had a PlayStation because either someone bought you a PlayStation, so you concentrate on PlayStation, or you had a Nintendo because, at the end of the day, you had Nintendo. Or same with Sega, and so on and so forth, guys, right? You weren't none of this shit there is today. Today, gaming has become a toxic war of just people being fucking horrible to each other. Like, oh, fucking Xbox is better, PlayStation's better. Who cares what's better and what's not better? At the end of the day, right, Xbox is fuck all without the companies backing it. I.e., Turn 10, so on and so forth. Bungie, Blizzard, and all that, right? They're nothing. Same as PlayStation is nothing without PlayStation Studios and all the people at Treyarch and Atari, oh yeah, Atari makes games still, Activision, all that logos. I'm not good at fast firing all these fucking companies off, but basically, right, you can't turn around and go, there you go, PlayStation's better because Rockstar was first on PlayStation. Rockstar is an independent company that now makes games for everybody. I mean, if we really want to get picky about it, PlayStation 1 was the very first company and franchise to give Rockstar its get up and go, basically, guys. We had GTA, then we had GTA 2, GTA London, all of that way before Xbox was even a thing. We had that before even, Nintendo even had it. But, we don't sit there now and go, ooh, go down the history lesson. It's moving forward with the times, right? Everybody should be entitled. I, as a gamer, find it amazing that Xbox players will play PlayStation games and PlayStation players will play Xbox games because No, there's not a console war anymore, but I don't like using the word war anyway, guys. It should be a conflict of you need an Xbox because these games are awesome. You need a PlayStation because these games are awesome. You need a Nintendo because these games are awesome. And that's what it should always have been about. At the end of the day, guys, right, I'm still looking forward to buying my Nintendo Switch 2 when I get around to actually being able to afford one. But the point is, I live on planet Earth, guys, and I'm down to earth when I tell people straight. I don't sit there going, oh, I haven't bought one yet, guys, because I'm so rich, you know. I'm just waiting, you know what I mean? No, realistically, guys, I can't afford one. I'm waiting to get one. But unlike everyone else jumping on and off the bandwagon, I can't wait to still play one. Am I buy about third-party titles? No, because they're doing these key cards. I'm not interested in that. But as far as Mario, Donkey Kong, Kirby, and stuff like that, guys, and I get to still play my original Switch games on it, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. But that's the difference, because I find now that the world is just so toxic. I read a thing about a wrestler who passed away from being shot, and everyone in the comment section weren't actually getting the point that this poor man has lost his life, or, you know, someone's son, someone's father, someone's brother has lost his life. All they cared about was, I would stretch as far as to say superstar or famous. I don't even know who he was. He was a fucking human being like anybody else. He lost his life, you know. It's horrible to hear that. And out in the world, unfortunately, this is happening every day to people. We just don't read about it. But, you know, it's not a nice thing. But as you can see, guys, from this game here, I play a lot of games, and I'm not a fanboy to any of them. And at the end of the day, if I enjoy them, I enjoy them. My point to this is, I didn't stay with Xbox, but like I said, because they were pushing the Game Pass. Their actual mainstay games was just dropping off. They weren't even bringing them out physically anymore. And as you can see, most of the Xbox games now aren't. I'm looking forward to Gears of War. But again, as you can see, I've played 360. I've played Xbox One. I even had the original Xbox, guys, when it first came out in 2001. And I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I had that little pop-up screen that used to pop on the back of your Xbox and that lot. And like I said, I thought it was absolutely great. And in some ways, the Xbox original absolutely gianted over the PlayStation in so much of graphics terms and stuff, but I still enjoyed my PlayStation, guys, right? Back then, I weren't looking at, like, Xbox is better, PlayStation's better. I played all my games, and that's just the way things are, guys. It's the way I am today, you know? I'll buy a Switch game. I don't sit there going, oh, it's not as good as the PlayStation 5. I buy the game for enjoying it for what it is. You know, I use my Switch as a, you know, big part of handheld. So I'll play it in bed, or I'll play it on the go, you know, I'll sit on the sofa and play and that lot. But overall, as an actual base console, I love the Nintendo. I think Mario Kart and Zelda and all that, guys, is the way forward for Nintendo. You know, them games are great. Now, if you go play a game that's directly for the PlayStation or the Xbox on there, it's going to differ. It's going to suffer from graphic changes and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that the Nintendo's crap. It just means that, unfortunately, the hardware is still a little bit outdated. But that's why the console's a lot cheaper. They're only £400. Whereas people, you know, pay a PlayStation 5, you're looking at 600 and more. And same for the Xbox. But I think Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation all suffer with their bad downfalls as well as they do their high falls. I mean, look at this, for example, right? God of War, fantastic game for the Xbox. I mean, PlayStation got me in now, guys. I apologise. So, yeah, PlayStation's got, you know, God of War. Awesome, right? And again, right, that's going to go to Xbox and here, there, and everywhere eventually, right? But that ain't my point. It was a giant for the PlayStation. Great game. Then you look at Xbox. Halo. Fucking awesome game. Awesome game. Then you go and look at something like the Nintendo, and people will say, like, Metroid Prime. Or they'll say, like, you know, the Mario games and that lot. And they're right. They are great. This is what gaming should be about. Gaming should be about stating that each console has their giants that makes them worth buying. Now, unfortunately, all the consoles are hemorrhaging from the same problem. They're all thinking we want these online digital key codes and all this crap. They are literally poisoning the water that people have been drinking from for so long that we're starting to turn away from it. And it will happen, guys. If they do not stop doing what they're doing, they're going to push more and more people away from the gaming industry, and it will fall. And the reason it will fall is because they have to understand, right? Look, let's just take this idea for a minute, guys, right? People going, games are going to go 100% digital, they're going to do away with the physical market altogether. All right, let's say you're right and they do that, okay? Take a game like Call of Duty, guys, right? As a physical and digital game, it still isn't selling as well as them old games used to because of all the crap the Beavis and Butthead add-ons and this, that, and the other. People are like, you know, what the fuck? This is meant to be a game of war and conflict and back and forth, and now you got Beavis and Butthead and Jay and Silent Bob running around. Now, that don't bother me, guys, personally. I think it's funny. I think it's great. It's a video game. Lose your imagination. But people don't like it, right? So they're not buying the game anymore. They're going away from it. People like myself aren't buying the game anymore because I feel like I'm wasting my money. I don't get the campaign even on the disc. The single player part is not even on the disc. So when the game comes to one day not being playable or whatever, that game is pretty much just a dead disc. There's no point in me buying it. I won't buy it digitally because I don't buy digital games. So here comes my point, guys. I don't buy it. They don't buy it because of the costumes. I don't buy it because of that. Some of the people go, oh, this is the same thing over and over and over and over again. I'm not buying it. There you go. You've lost 3 different types of player base. Then you've got the PC players who's hacking it, cheating and doing what they're doing. They're pushing people away. Take a look at the Xbox recently. Put World War II up and people are saying it's plagued with people hacking it and doing whatever, right? But I'm not getting into that. I'm just explaining. So you have to understand, right, when the game goes 100% digital, I won't buy it anyway. I'm like, nope, not buying it. Now, all the fanboys out there that buy it day one, they'll buy it. Now, if they like it, they'll keep playing it. But you've got to think, you've already halved your player base already. Half the people are like, fuck that, I'll wait for it to go cheap. It will never go cheap as a digital game. It will stay high price and people will just boycott it. They'll go, nope, don't want it. Then Treyarch and people like that, Activision, whoever else is involved with it, will look at the sales and think, we didn't sell hardly any of them. And then they'll pull the game. They'll just think, oh, well, this game's had it. We're not doing it anymore. We'll just give up service with the Call of Duty franchise and be done with it. And that'll be it. All the people then that paid 70, 80, £100 for what these digital games will be like, well, I paid all that money and it takes me 20, 30 minutes to get into a round. You got to think, right, the toxic players don't understand what they're doing when they keep coming on and writing the chat servers that you're shit at the game or uninstall your game. What would they actually do if everybody listened that day and uninstalled their game? They'd go on and go, oh, fuck, no one's playing. Yeah, now you've bought a game for 60, 70, 80 quid and no fuckers playing it because they listened to you and they had enough of it. And believe it or not, there's people out there that do have enough of this back and forth shit chat of your shit, uninstall the game, blah, 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 blah. See, a lot of people weren't around in the early days when these games were out. Like Modern Warfare 2 when it first came out. People liked the slanging matches on mics though. It was mic to mic, your shit. New players coming in see that and they don't understand all that fucking back and forth bollocks and they think, oh, fuck that, I don't want to be a part of that toxic life. And they leave the game. Some people get frustrated with the game, they're constantly getting shot. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, I'm the same, guys. I get to the point where I think, oh, fuck this. Because it puts me in a game with ranked players who's way better than I am. And they wipe the floor with you round after round. And you keep getting these texts come up, say, you're shit. Oh, easy and whatnot else. You think, fuck this, I don't want to play no more. So you walk away from it. And that's not just me. Everybody out there's got the same, way. And you have to understand, with digital games, the way they say, people like me won't buy them. So you're not going to have a fluent of games like this. So eventually you'll be more picky with what you are buying. So the gaming industry will fall anyway if they go digital. They don't understand that. Not everyone's going to go out there and go, yay, 10 games dropped this month. I'm going to buy them all. They'll be like, fuck that. These games are costing me an arm and a leg and they're digital. I'm buying one game this year and I'm playing that fucking game to the end of the year. And then I might buy another game next year. If they go subscription-based like Xbox has, that won't work. That won't work. Now people are here moaning about the Game Pass. I'm one of them, guys. I don't like it. I prefer to buy my games physically. I want to buy it. I want to own it. And if I play it, great, and then if I decide to just leave it on a shelf, it's mine at the end of the day. I could trade it, I could sell it, I could play it, whatever, right? Like these games are like. These games are old as shit. Would have been 50, 60 quid when they come out. Now they're cheap as chips, and I like to play them as often as I can. But the difference I get at is that it just seems like everyone is missing the actual big picture here, and they're all just cheerleading that one system is better than the other, or whatever. I don't agree with that. I feel like every system out there needs its fans. Everyone out there should stop fighting with each other about Xbox is better, PlayStation's better, Nintendo's better, and go back to a yesteryear when gaming was fun, and we need to fight back to say, look, we don't want a full digital market. Not, I don't say do away with the digital market, but we don't want a full digital market. And we don't want this shit going. I mean, what's Xbox going to do if all the PlayStation players turn around and went, all right, then if that's how they're going to be, fuck it, then we're not buying their games, we'll boycott them. Then Xbox turns around and says, oh shit, they're not doing well on our console, they're not doing well on their console, we have to shut our doors now. I don't understand why this negative, horrible world we live in today has to push people down. And when you are down, you just get your head out of the water. Someone has to come stand on the back of your head to make sure you drown in that little puddle because they find it funny and amusement that people suffer and struggle over the fact of, instead of giving everyone a hand, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, guys, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, if you're down and out, back in the 90s and the 80s, people would actually put their hand down and go, come on, I'll help you up. Nowadays, they laugh at you, point at you, and when you're getting up on your own and you finally take 10 years to stand on your own 2 feet, they push you back over just to laugh at you again. The internet has created some really vile, toxic places, guys. It really, really has. And it's happening in everything. From people passing away and they put a news article out, people laughing at it, to video games, people going, oh, we're superior, we're better. It's not even about that. It really ain't. As I've said, guys, people out there don't understand. We're not all fanboys. We're just gamers. And if you're a true gamer, you like all systems for certain games. You see my point? I mean, people can say what they want. You know, I like horror movies, but I don't sit there going, they should never make animated films again. They're shit. I enjoy the animated film from time to time, especially when my anxiety's out and high and my illness is kicking my ass. You know? I like all genres of movie. I don't just jump on the bandwagon for one style of movie, you know? And it's the same with video games. We shouldn't do that. Same with music. If you like hip-hop and rap music, doesn't mean you're not going to like an odd rock song. I mean, I like Ozzy Osbourne, I like Guns N' Roses, and I like fucking hell. The list goes on, guys. You know, Marilyn Manson. I'm just trying to quick fire here, guys. But I also like my techno music, you know, and I like my dubstep music. So at the end of the day, I haven't got one genre in music like I don't have one genre in games. I like Xbox, I like PlayStation, I like Nintendo, I like Atari, I like it all, guys. So I just wish people would stop with the toxic shit and realise that if you're a gamer, you're a gamer. Let people game, you know? If we're playing it on PlayStation, we're playing it. Playing it on Xbox, we're playing it. Playing it on Nintendo, we're playing it. Understand that the more people that play the game, you're going to get more longevity out of it. If anything, Xbox players should be happy that we're playing Forza. That means that the people on Xbox playing Forza now that do the Horizon Live events have more people playing now. It's not just going to die. But instead of seeing it that way, they're all like, oh, see, told you Xbox was better, blah, 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 blah. And oh, told you PlayStation was better. We're not better. Nothing's better. As a company, as a console, everybody wants everyone to buy your product so that everyone can enjoy it and it's got long-term longevity. We need to save the fucking video games and stop going against each other and saying all these games are better and worse. At the end of the day, guys, we need to keep our physical and digital market there for everybody. We need to start making games back how they used to be. Like I said, that's the reason I didn't buy Doom. I didn't buy Indiana Jones because they were just not on the disc and it weren't worth the £60 they're asking. But anyway, guys, I've made my point. I've gone on enough. Sorry for the rant, guys. Hopefully people understand what it's about and that. But like I said, guys, I'll be back to making normal gameplay soon, guys. I've been doing a lot of shorts recently because I ain't had much time. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.